Hello, everyone. This is the PressPlay Lifestyle Inspired Podcast. It's a podcast that does interviews with people like my friend Shafonne here on topics that help our listeners, that's you, find the resources, tools, and support that they need to be their best inspired self. So how are you today?
I am wonderful in beautiful Southern California, so it is super nice here.
Should I hate you now or hate you later?
But it actually, I will say, it was cold today. It was, I want to say it was like 26 this morning.
You must be dying.
Girl, they was freaking out because I'm used to Midwest weather, but they had parkas on. Girl, they was bundled up in here.
People freezing to death. Yeah, I'm from Milwaukee, so unless it's like -30, you still have dudes out in shorts.
Yes, I remember that.
They're just running around in their shorts like frostbite doesn't affect them because they're from Wisconsin. I think that's why all the big people live in Wisconsin. A bunch of us.
Hey,
we need to keep warm. That was my lead-in. I was trying to be clever. I was just trying to be a little clever. So the audience doesn't know yet because we've just been shooting the stuff here. Shafonne and I met on a group, like actually a lot of people we're just meeting lately are from Boss Moms, which is a fantastic Facebook group if anyone's looking for positivity, female business. I definitely recommend you go there, and that's where you and I connected. Mm-hmm. And I just love your platform, and I love your story so much. The impact that you've made already, and then the fact that you're like, no, I have to do more. Like, I want to do more. It just touches my heart so much. So can you just tell everybody a little bit about who you are and your story and what you do? That'll be awesome.
Sure. Well, I am a plus size empowerment self-love coach. So I help plus size women feel good about themselves and love themselves to then be able to kind of unlock the future of their dreams and unlock that life of happiness they've always wanted. I started as a wedding planner. Like, it's kind of crazy. I started wedding planning, loved event planning, and then I became a bride myself. And I realized, like, dude, it is nothing out here in the streets for a plus size bride. Like, and granted, I'm going to date myself, but that was 16 years ago. It'll be 16 years actually next month. And
congratulations.
Thank you.
It's 20 for me in August. Ooh, did we lose you? Hello. Oh, there you are.
There we go. I was like, what happened? It was so good.
Yeah. So we'll cut in the middle. So I'll just.
Okay.
So you were talking about you started wedding planning, right?
Yes.
And it's been, you said, how long have you been together?
So, well, girl, we've been together probably 25 years, but we have been married for 16. And it was so hard because being a plus size bride, it was nothing. Like, nothing. And granted, we have made strides now. We really have. We still have so far to go. But I realized that I needed to see myself in bridal inspiration because I didn't see it. So I created a site, the only site in the world that is for plus size brides. And through that, I have learned that we struggle so much just to just to like what we see in the mirror. Not even love, just to like what we see in the mirror. And so my mission was, I want to help these women that have struggled like I struggled to look in the mirror and love what they see, to have a life of happiness, to enjoy what they are doing in life. So I started in the bridal world and realized that I needed to go further. I needed to make a bigger impact. So now I've reached out and I've started helping plus size women in general, not just brides, and continue on that journey so that all plus size women feel like I am beautiful, I am loved, I am worth everything that I give to everybody else. Yeah. And so that's kind of where I am right now.
I love it. So I have a story. I didn't even think about it until you said all that. So when I got married in 2000,
Okay.
my husband is the best, and I am so lucky. He definitely married down, and I'm married up, but it turned out
Hey,
okay.
that's okay. That's okay.
I did well for myself. But I remember we went in and we were trying on dresses, and there's a really cute bridal place around here called Amelia Shan Bridal. And I didn't think I wasn't particularly big or little or anything. I was just me. And I was wearing an 1820 pants then. But then we went in and to find dresses, and the first few I tried, we're getting married in August. It's gonna be hot.
Oh, it's hot.
It's hot,
Yes.
right? It's real hot in Wisconsin and humid in August. So I started with some like not strapless, because I'm from Wisconsin. We're a little conservative, but it was like spaghetti strap, right? You know, I thought that was fine. My mother-in-law was not having any of that. She was just like, do you really think you should be wearing that? And I was like, well, why wouldn't I wear it? Like, what's wrong with me wearing this dress? So ended up trying on like 15 dresses, and she gave me that side eye every time about the dress. And I like, oh, so eventually we found one that was like short sleeve, and it was a size 26. And they're like, well, it's the last one in stock, and I had to pay like a whole bunch of more money because
no.
I was like, well, it's like the only one we have that size. And I was like, how many people in Wisconsin showing up bridal shop wearing a 0? Like, can't be that many. I mean, sure. So then I remember it was supposed to be this like beautiful day where I was feeling special. And you know, it was all these dresses that I have back fat or whatever and arm flop, and then end up getting like a little, and I look beautiful and it was fine, but I just thought, oh, why'd it have to be like that? And then pay extra. Like, I get it if I was like, I don't know, maybe if I was wearing like 108,000 billion size or something, but just tell everybody it's the more expensive price, you know, make me feel worse. So yeah, so I had like it wasn't a great experience for me. Then my mother-in-law bought the dress because it was appropriate.
Oh,
like, for real, thank you for that, you know.
it is. I mean, it's one of those experiences that when I work with plus size brides, they hear that from all of their friends. They hear that from the people that they're around, from the groups that they're in, and they don't even want to do it. So then they put it off, and then they get to the last minute. Like, you have to do it. And then your already slim pickings have tripled in the amount of slim pickings because you've waited so long. And so it's just so upsetting and so discouraging. And I really help just with the site, empower them, make them feel good, make them realize that, yes, there are plus size women out there looking amazing and doing amazing things as brides, and that inspires them. And so that's kind of the whole reason why I created the site, was to be that inspiration for people. And no, it's okay. There is something out there for you.
Yeah. I heard this, there's a story someone told me. I must have been having a less than optimal self-esteem day. And they said, yes, I have those days sometimes.
We all do, girl. We all do.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm not going out of the house, but I did. And they said, and it was, I love this, that there's actually quite a few tribes, African tribes, that if you're skinny, like, you are not worth it. Like, because they believe that women who are voluptuous, right, it shows that they are fed well. It shows that they have abundance. They have abundant mindset. Just are. And I thought, man, how come everybody doesn't talk about this cool African tribe? Damn it! Like, nobody ever told me big is beautiful till I was like 40. What the hell?
And you're like, can I be a member of this tribe? I'd like to come be a member.
I want to wear that too. Right? I want to wear that too. And then these ladies were beautiful. They're all, but women are beautiful. People are beautiful. But they weren't wearing either like muumuu dress. Like, that's the other thing. I'm tired of wearing like a muumuu clothes. Right? But they had on form-fitting, beautiful. They were beautiful, and they
were showing their curves off. Yes, they were showing their curves off. And the thing that I try to tell women is that, and specifically, I'd even say in the plus size bridal world, because when you go bridal shopping, as you know, this is your area, A-line. This is your area, ball gown. Dude, I want more. Like, I'm proud of what I have. I'm proud of what I have. My body, my curves, everything. I want to show it off. And honestly, I tell people all the time when I do styling, I tell them, you actually fill out a form-fitting, curve-hugging dress way better than someone who might not be your size. Because we have the curves to fill that out. We have the form to make those curves pop and to make that dress pop. And when they try to, they're like, oh, no, Shafonne, I'm going to go A-line. I'm trying to be safe. I'm like, let me just put it on you so you can see. Girl, they cry. They're like, oh my goodness.
Who knew I was beautiful?
Yes. You didn't know, but now you know and you see. And it's just like, it's so amazing when you can do that and people see it. And they're like, oh, wow, I do have curves. I didn't even think I had them. I was like, girl, they're there. You just got to love them so that they come out. Yeah, they're there.
Well, if you hide them under a trash bag, you're not going to see them anyway, right? Come on.
Yes.
That's how it is. You know, I like 2 quick stories on that too for me. I remember the other thing that was frustrating was I'm busty. I'm very busty.
Mm-hmm.
And so it cost me more money to get my dress altered than it cost me to buy it.
I've seen that, yes.
Because I was like, well then, really? Like what? It's like, because they had to like take out the top and take in everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, I looked lovely because it was, but I said, why? Like, don't people have like top halves? Like, I don't know. It was just awful. Like the whole experience was, it was expensive and it was terrible. And then anyone who works in the bridal place, just listen to me, please. If you help me to try on stuff. So then I go in and they're trying to like make them all fit in there, you know, and like whether you should have like the little tape boob, like really, no, I need a hoist, not tape.
It's not gonna work, boo. The tape is not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
So there's a very young, inexperienced, rather fit, lovely young lady, literally out of her mouth said, oh my God, your boobs are so lopsided. Like, what are you, a whole cup size different? And I was like,
really?
I was like,
really?
Like, you like literally can't take it. Like, I'm already miserable and now you tell me my boobies are lopsided. Just talk about people in a negative way when they're trying on their undergarments.
Yes.
And don't offer pasties to women who have D's or above. You know.
And I think it is, and that's kind of one of the things that I think that the site has really done, just being in existence, because it brings up a lot of those questions. Like I have people, when I go and speak a lot to wedding vendors, they literally will pull me to the side and be like, hey, I just have a question that I haven't known who to ask this to about a client that I've had. Or I just have a question. I'm like, of course, I'm here because we have to educate them, because no one has sat down and had that conversation with her. And probably the owner never even thought to have that conversation. Because so that's something that I have realized that I didn't even set out to do, that it's educating the bridal industry about how to work with plus size women, what to say. And it's not just plus size women, it's just people who are different in general. What do I say? What do I do? And they never thought about these things. Like, they really didn't.
What if they had a mastectomy? You're going to be like, oh, well, I don't know how we're going to put them in there. Like, you be sensitive to women's bodies, right? Just period.
Yes.
Like we all got whatever we have, and it's not like you can change it unless you're rich, but like you kind of got it.
Yeah, it's yours. It's yours, baby.
So work with it. So thanks for that reminder. Glad we had that little chat. No, I'm kidding.
I know. Isn't it funny how that kind of like does that?
But you know, it made me think of this is really interesting. So a couple podcast interviews ago, I interviewed this woman that's main focus is helping people who are survivors of domestic violence. Mm-hmm. And one of the things they talked a lot about was all the things that aren't said and all the things that they don't know how to say or who to ask. Mm-hmm. And I feel like plus size body positivity is similar because people don't want to talk about how do I tuck my belly in, or mm-hmm. how do I get, like, one of my boobs is bigger, how do I get it in the underwire bra without looking like, you know, I've got two things going
unbalanced. Yes.
And so people just don't ask. they don't talk about it. And so I feel like everything that you don't talk about continues to be brought about.
Oh, yes.
And so I love that you're like, no, like, this is how it is. This is how we're beautiful. We were made this. God doesn't mess up. He made me the way
Girl,
I am.
no, he does not.
So we're beautiful. It just is. That's just part of who we are. So I just appreciate that it started there. But that wasn't the end of your story, right? So you did this amazing website for women to not have my experience when they try on their gown. And then you kind of recently have, or I don't know if it's recently, but you've kind of added to that, right? To try to make an impact. What's that about?
Yes, because, and the thing is I just realized when I was helping all of these plus size brides, I was like, they kept asking like, okay, I'm married now, how can I still work with you? And I'm like, well, dang, I never thought about that. Exactly. I really was like, I don't know how you can work with me, but pause on that. I'm gonna figure that out. And so I just realized that I was meant for more, that I wanted to make a bigger impact and kind of follow plus size women on their journey beyond being a bride, into motherhood, into just having your marriage be successful, into making sure your relationship was good with your partner. It was all these things that I just never realized was the opening up that people would want from me. And so that's where I kind of branched out into my own personal brand, aside from Pretty Pair Bride, and I went into chiffonmyers.com. And it's so funny. It was such a hard transition for me because everyone knows me as Pretty Pair Bride. And it's like to step out from behind that brand was scary. And I had to really even look at a lot of my own insecurities and self-doubts and fears that plus size women deal with, and women in general, but for me specifically plus size women, and be like, oh my goodness, like if I'm dealing with this, there's so many other people that are dealing with this. So that's why I really decided to kind of branch out into the personal brand and help plus size women in general, not just brides.
Yeah, I love that. So I have another small story about like,
I love your stories. I'm like, yes.
I'm hilarious. No, just ask me. So a couple years ago, I was launching my current business, and I knew this really great photographer, and she's like, yep, come here. You know, I had to lay out all my clothes on and took photos. She's like, that's great. And but you know, we're on a plane, so I wasn't bringing like all the things. I was bringing just enough of the things. And the core outfits were like a white button up, right? A nice white, like Ann Taylor button up.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie, I got there and my button up didn't button up.
No.
Right? I had a boob up, but not a button up. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I am losing. And I love her. She's amazing. She is the opposite of me. She's a very small person, very tall, very small person. And I call her and it's like, yeah, you ever thought about this? You get to call someone and say, so I know I flew across the country to do this thing. And I know we did all the outfits in this thing. And I know you live in a place where there's no clothes for anyone over a size 4. But my button up is boobed up and I don't have none to wear. She's like, okay. Right. And I was flying out that night. Like it was like a day job, getting in and out. And God love her. She found, it wasn't the best, but she found like a tank top that I looked like.
That you could go underneath. Oh, yes.
So I was like, you win on ingenuitiveness. But it was one of those like things, like I'm taking the photos that are going to be, they're my brand photos. And I get to reinforce how much I didn't feel powerful because I couldn't button up my shirt. And it should have fit. Like the other shirt that was green, the same size fit fine, whatever.
Yeah, it was just that one
that day. But so yeah, it's showing up a different way, right? Visibility a different way. Like I'm not shy. I've done tons of talks. I've been in front of audience. I don't mind. But I'll tell you, if right before you get out in front of the audience, your button up doesn't button up, you're not coming.
You gonna feel some kind of way. Yeah, you gonna feel some kind of way. Yeah.
So I was like, there's a couple of the photos where I looked and I was like, oh, I look sad. Like I just look, and because I am, but I couldn't even smile the sad away, right? Because I just felt so bad.
But I think that is such a good story because so many people relate to that. It might not be showing up for brand photos for your business. It might be showing up in that family. I was about to say, showing up in that family photo, showing up in that photo for your job that maybe they're doing a photo for the website. You know, it's so many places that we feel, and we as in plus size women feel that the way we look and our weight holds us back from things, holds us back from not enjoying something, holds us back from not doing something. And it's funny because even the most confident people still feel that way. We still have those moments like that. And it's like, even though people are like, oh, no, Shafonne, not you. And I'm like, oh, girl, yes, me. Like, you know, we have those moments. And we have just learned how to deal with those moments. And that's what I really help people. I help other women learn, how can I deal with those moments so I don't feel like that all the time.
Absolutely. So I know for me, it was a beautiful moment. I actually literally forgot what I was going to say. So let's just pretend that it didn't happen and all is well. I don't remember what I was going to say.
Oh my God, like this is the best. It's literally just a straight conversation.
Yeah, I think I was telling a lie. My mom used to tell me that if you forget what you're saying or you don't remember something, it's because you were lying.
Really? Oh wow. Then I kind of think I might be lying. Oh God.
I said I'm just old. I'm not lying. I'm just old. Just stop it.
Oh wow. I love that. Actually, I'm gonna start using that more often.
I'm just old. No, I'm lying. I forgot what I was saying. No, I love it. I love the brand. I love the website. I love everything that you're doing. I think that, I do remember the story. So I think there's one interesting piece to this that my aunt taught me a hard lesson. My aunt is maybe a 0. Like she's diabetic. So she's very, 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 very small.
Mm-hmm.
And her and I both hate shopping. Like I hate shopping. I'm going to go shop to Target and then nothing will fit on me. I don't want to shop at Target, right?
So you just don't even do it. Yeah.
Like I just don't shop. Like I got 15 things I like. They work, except for the white shirt with the button-up boot up thing. But. So I was talking to my aunt, and I was kind of like, "Oh, what was me, right? Having my day." And she was like, "Really? Shut up." She's like, "I'm 60 years old, and they still want to give me junior-sized booty pants." Because she's so little, right?
Yes.
She's a junior 0, not like a women's 0 either. Like she's super small. And it did give me a moment to pause and say, like, we just got to give each other, like, as women, we're so much more about lifting up than knocking down.
Mm-hmm.
Like, one of my really good friends online, her name is Keisha Ware, and she said, you're no less a queen by straightening another queen's crown, right? You're both royalty, and now you look good together. And
yes.
You can write that down later. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I'm serious. Like you are like, every time I'm like, dang, I need to like have a recorder just.
Well, you have a recorder, so it's recorded. See if you get.
Yes. Oh, that is true. Yes.
All right. But I thought about that too. And I thought like, oh, I'm so unique. I have all this. I'm so frustrated and I can't do this. And I work out every day and I still look this way. And she was like, honey, I don't never work out and I still look this way. I'm still running around with Juicy on my booty at 60 because there's nothing else that I can wear. And I thought, maybe I shouldn't be like that. Everybody's got a thing. But I think the reason that we feel like that is not that the men say the things. Like men like women, right? They like,
I'm telling you,
beer. That's it. You give me a beer, give me a naked girl, all's well with the world.
Oh my God, yes.
But the people that you're dressing up for are your girlfriends. That ain't really being all your friends. They're
yeah.
And so when I saw that perspective with her, I was like, and I felt bad because I had inadvertently been like skinny shaming her because I was trying to feel better about me not being thin or not being some kind of way. And so I love the work that you're doing. And I know you well enough to know that you're all about women being empowered and beautiful. But I would just like, from my perspective, to just suggest that we all just give each other a lot more slack because we're the ones that are being mean. It's not the
Well, if you think about it, when you truly love yourself and love everything about yourself, you're not going to put someone else down. Let's be completely honest.
Exactly.
The people who are putting someone else down, who are doing those things, do not feel that way about themselves. That's why they're doing it. Because if you feel comfortable in your skin, I'm going to build up everybody who I can, because I want you to feel the way that I feel. Now, if I'm not, I also want you to feel the way that I feel, and I'm not going to build you up. So that's where that comes in.
Yeah, I think we're like all trying to equal our energy out, right? So whoever you're with, if you're feeling like crap, let's all crap together, right? If you're feeling like $1 million, then let's all feel rich together. And I think that, I mean, if I might be bold enough to suggest, if you're a woman that's been bagging on other women, maybe you should call Shafonne, because it probably is a mirror of what you're feeling about yourself.
Oh, there's no probably. It's a definite. It's a definite. We project out. One of the things that I teach my clients is, so if you feel a certain way about yourself, that's how you're showing up in the world. So if you feel negative about yourself, if you feel that you're unworthy, if you feel that you're a certain way, that's how you're going to show up in the world. That's how people are going to perceive you. So you have to change how you feel about yourself to then show up differently in the world, to get those things that you want. And it's so funny because it is. I tell people all the time, I'm like, what you're mirroring out is how you feel about yourself. So you have to put that in check, because that's what you're giving off to the world. And that's what people see. That's what they see you as.
Yeah, people treat you the way you train them to.
Girl, if that's a snap. That's a snap. Yes, 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 and yes.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Look at me. I'm brilliant today. Who knew?
Yes.
So before we wrap up, I would love it if you, I think you have a very, very exciting challenge coming up, and like momentarily. So would you like to tell everyone what you've got going on so that we can show the world all your love? What do you got?
Yes. I'm so excited. I've had so many people ask, especially with Valentine's Day coming up, yes. And I'm telling you, I threw it together, and people are like, I just feel like I give so much and I do so much for others. I just want to have something where I can do for myself. I was like, I can do that. So I have created a 5-day radical self-love challenge. So it's a challenge for 5 days. We're going to show up. I'm going to give you some tips. I'm going to give you some things to work on to really help you feel better about yourself and truly step into that person that you've wanted to be through self-love. And I think people just don't realize that loving yourself can truly have a profound effect on your life, how you feel about yourself, how you show up, what you get out. It's everything. So it'll be 5 days. Every morning you'll get an assignment. We'll show up in a private Facebook group. We'll talk, we'll laugh, we'll chat. There are prizes. So I'm super excited. Girl prizes, everybody loves the prize. So I'm super excited. It is February 9th through the 13th. So we'll end the day before Valentine's Day, so you'll be already feeling amazing so that you can go out and just step into the world Valentine's Day and Valentine's weekend with the best glow ever, because you love yourself. So I'm super excited.
I would have to say the best tagline for the new challenge is, this challenge will help you be a better lover.
Now, I never promise. I'm going to tell you something.
But
I never promise.
You can love others better.
And it's so funny because I never promise that in like what I give, because I can't promise that. But I say 99% of the time, everyone comes back, they're like, Shafonne, I literally
have the bomb.
Yes. I mean, and it is like when I work with my clients, they're like, I had no idea that was possible. I was like, yeah, girl, because when you're not worried about how you look, when you're not worried about those things, you are uninhibited. You do some, I don't want to curse, but I'm going to curse. But anyway, you do some stuff that you ain't never did before, and you're going to be like, yes, thank you, thank you.
Then they're going to tip you.
I would never promise. Yes.
I know a girl for you.
I told my husband, I was like, what do you think people are going to say? You know, I was like, what do you think the people at your job? He was like, they'll probably be like, can I get a backdoor entrance into this thing your wife has for my wife?
And they'll be like, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's been so long. No. Well,
yes, that is so true. That is so true. Yes.
Awesome. So in the comments, so depending on the platform that people are watching us on, if this is on one of our 8 different podcast channels, it will be in the description, a link to the challenge. If it's on YouTube, it'll be in the comments. And if it's on Facebook, it'll be in the description. And so hopefully this gets you tons more clients, but also hopefully it helps more women just show up and make the impact that they want to make, you know? Is there any parting words you would like to leave our listeners with today for getting ready for Valentine's Day?
I just think that just realize that where you are right now, how you feel about yourself right now, if that's not what you want, you can change that. It is possible. It is possible. And that's the thing. So many people think, oh, it's not for me. I'm just where I am right now. And you're not. It's possible to get to that point of being happy like you used to be. It's possible to get to that point where you feel like you used to feel. And it's possible. I just tell people all the time, it is possible.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I know you're so busy making everybody feel great and making everyone feel loved, but I appreciate you taking time out of your day to join us. And I'm really looking forward to the challenge. I think it's amazing.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. I definitely appreciate it. It was so much fun.
Awesome. All right. Well, I'll see you soon.
Okay. See you later. Bye.